Okay, so God gave me a dream last year in 2024. This dream that I had, it was like an action movie. It was like I was in a car chase. And that's because the things I saw were happening fast. Alright, so here's the dream. In this dream, I was in a vehicle with my dad. He was in the driver's seat, and I was sitting in the back seat. We were coming down this steep mountain road. This road that we were on had 4 lanes, and there were some other vehicles on this road. And we were all headed down this mountain. Okay, so when we're coming down this mountain, there were some things that were falling from above. These things that I saw looked like piles of tree branches. And some of these piles were hitting the road. And I seen one of these piles hit a vehicle. It landed right on top of it. I'm not too sure what these piles were made of. To me, they look like tree branches. Okay, so we're still headed down this mountain, and there were some vehicles that were coming up this mountain on this same road that we were on. So in this part of my dream, traffic was going both ways, and the drivers, they weren't obeying the rules of the road. Whatever direction their vehicle was pointed, that was the direction they were going, and it didn't matter which lane they were on. So just like in the first part of my dream, vehicles were swerving around. Okay, so my dream continued. In this part of my dream, my dad and I were no longer on this mountain road, and traffic from this point on was moving in one direction, and the road was level. Okay, so in this part of my dream, I noticed that my dad was passing other vehicles. I'm not sure if he was speeding. I just remember him passing other vehicles. Okay, so when we're going down this road, there was 2 other vehicles in front of us that were on the same lane that we were on. Alright, so the driver in front of us ran into the vehicle that was in front of him. And this accident happened on the same lane that we were on. Okay, so these 2 drivers knew that we were coming down this road, so they moved their vehicles out of the way. Okay, so right where this accident happened, there was a stoplight, and that's where my dad stopped. And that's when I said to my dad, "Is this real? Is this really happening?" And when I said that to him, my heart was racing. Okay, so after I said that, I held up my right hand in front of me, and it looked like I was pinching the air. And whatever I was looking at, it looked like it got pinched together. Alright, so in the dream I separated my fingers, and whatever I was looking at, it sprang back into place. Alright, so to put it a different way, it was like I was pinching an iPad or a tablet, and whatever was on the screen looked like it was being pinched together. And when I separated my fingers, the picture sprang back to its original place. Alright, that was my dream. Alright, so this dream reminds me of something that's written in the Word of God. Luke chapter 8, starting at verse 22. Now it came to pass on a certain day that he being Jesus, went into a ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, Let us go over unto the other side of the lake. And they launched forth. But as they sailed, he fell asleep. And there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water, and were in jeopardy. And they came to him, and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose, and rebuked the wind, and the raging of the water. And they ceased, and there was a calm. And he said unto them, Where is your faith? And they, being afraid, wondered, saying one to another, What manner of man is this? For he commandeth even the winds and water, and they obey him.